I've had colon cancer myself and just gotten done with chemotherapy. Do you have any advice for other parents that are having to live through this kind of an ordeal or tragedy that you could give to others that might help them along?
You have to have faith.
Faith is the #1 constant. This is a team I don't remember from last year, but you probably were here. Oh, is it?
My aunt just passed away in December.
And your aunt was Esther?
Yeah.
Okay, and she have cancer, I would assume?
She had liver cancer.
What kind?
Liver cancer.
Oh, that's difficult, isn't it? Yeah. So, now you guys started a team then?
My cousin did. Her daughter, my cousin Christina did. Christina Thornton.
She's holding down the fort. We've got a booth over there. We're accepting donations for candy and chips and stuff like that.
Now, what are your names?
I'm Rob, and this is Lindsay Koval. This is our son Joe, and this is Caitlin.
Hi. Well, it's a wonderful way to memorialize your aunt.
It is. We're going to honor her by trying to walk 10 times around together as a family.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you very much.
God bless you too. Thank you.
The Urbana Leader is sponsored in part by the Depot Coffee House, a gathering place for locals, a resting place for bicyclists, and a haven for history and railroad buffs. Located 6 blocks west of Monument Square on Miami Street in Urbana, the coffee house can be found in a refurbished 1890s train station on the Simon Kenton Bike Trail. Free Wi-Fi, fresh baked goods, local artwork, and good conversation can be found every day of the week at The Depot from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m.
And what's your name, ma'am?
Helen Ann Bishop.
Helen Ann Bishop, and yours, sir?
Richard Bishop.
Coincidentally, you have the same last name.
Yeah, we did that on purpose.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Now, I understand you're both cancer survivors. Is that correct? And you had what kind of cancer, ma'am?
I had skin cancer, and he had skin cancer several places.
Well, I guess skin cancer is becoming something of an epidemic right now.
Yes, it really is. And we all thought it was cute to lay in the sun, and we found out it's not cute anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how did you know you had it?
Well, he had a spot on his ear, and so we went to the doctor, and then then he had a spot on his leg. And before we got done, they were cutting here, cutting there, and the most fun is he had one on this ear, on the end of the other ear.
Yeah.
And so this doctor, just cut it out. He cut a saliva out, took a saliva over, and put him a brand new earlobe.
That's a brand new earlobe?
No, it was the earlobe, but it just cut it and made a difference, and it wasn't.
Oh, I see.
Still looks the same. I told him he couldn't wear dangling earrings anymore, but other than that, why?
So how are you getting along without wearing the earrings? I just think it'd crush me.
Yeah, he's had that, we had that. That was the year he had everything, from the leg amputation to open heart surgery and the stroke. And
good Lord, you guys have been through some tragedy of late, haven't you?
In 2007, that was a bad year for us.
Well, you're doing okay now?
We're doing great. We're doing great.
Both of you are staying in remission and surviving this?
Yep.
Well, God bless you, and thank you for talking.
Thank you so much.
Hey, what's your name?
Denise Hurley.
And Denise, what are you doing here?
I am representing Mercy McCauley Center.
I see. Well, there's Mercy Memorial Hospital and McCauley Center. And what are you guys doing out here today?
We have walking tacos, and then we have the lace machine where you donate $1 and you pull a lace doily out and you win a prize.
That's excellent. Here, why don't I, hey, you want to play that? So we can watch it and we can show people how it works? There you go, buddy. There you go. Give it to the lady and
I'll turn it on.
Why not her?
There we go. Get up there.
Okay, now does the, while you're doing this, can I ask you? Is this, where does this money go?
For Relay for Life.
Okay, so you guys are contributing, and this is a way in which you're raising money.
Yes.
Excellent. The little fellow won flour soap, something he's wanted his entire life. Flour soap, great.
First year being here, my granddaughter's had neuroblastoma for 6 years.
Neuroblastoma, now that's a cancer that develops behind the eyes, is that it?
No, that's retinoblastoma.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Neuroblastoma is the nervous system.
I see.
And it can come up anywhere in the body.
So it's very difficult to cure, isn't it?
Yes. She relapsed in 2005. Her original tumor was in 2003.
And when they relapse, their survival rate goes down to 90 to 95% reoccurrence.
I see. And is she still with us?
Yes, she is. She's here and she's healthy right now. So
Well, that's great
she
news.
gets scans every 3 to 4 months.
Every 3 to 4 months.
Mhm.
Wow. Now, what kind of treatment do you have when you have a neuroblastoma? Because we were just talking to Alyssa and her family.
Right. Emily has the same type of cancer, but Emily's first tumor was 5.5 by 6 inches in her abdomen, attached to her right adrenal gland, and it was shrunk by 4 rounds of chemo, small enough so that they could do the surgery. It was a 7-hour surgery down in Cincinnati at Children's. And then she finished that, came back after Thanksgiving, had another round of chemo, and went for a stem cell transplant on Christmas Day.
My goodness.
So after the stem cell transplant, that was 4 weeks in a sterile room in Columbus at Children's. She came back from that and did radiation for 3 weeks. And then she was the first child in the state of Ohio to get this new antibody treatment in 2005, which now it was part of a study, but they just recently added it as part of the chemo regimen for these children because it increases their survival rate.
Now, I'd like to ask you what's something of an indelicate question. Did you have insurance going into these things?
My daughter had always worked in management at a Supercuts, and she was in transition going from Supercuts to Great Clips, and she hadn't had her 90 days in yet, so she had no insurance.
Oh my God.
So she had federal insurance because she is terminally ill.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of expenses. They don't help families with living expenses. They've done really good with a lot of the medical stuff, but her friends at Supercuts had a big fundraiser for her and made enough money to make her house payment so she didn't lose her house.
But at the same when your child has cancer like that, and believe me, I've just gotten through chemo myself, so I'm somewhat aware of how much it costs, even with insurance. So, do they actually? Did the parents have everything taken from them before? Okay.
No.
So they managed to hold on to their property and their lives.
Thanks to my daughter's friends doing a fundraiser, but there are no funds per se to help families in that situation.
And so
She was a single parent and she couldn't work after this happened.
Now, is Emily's Vision Cure Cancer and your team, is what you're doing now trying to be friends to other people in that manner?
Right, and raise money to help for cancer research.
Thank you very much. So, what's your name?
My name is Brenda Lambers. I'm an oncology nurse at the Springfield Regional Cancer Center.
Okay, now as an oncology nurse, what do? Do you administer chemotherapy, that sort of thing?
I do. We assess patients, we mix and administer chemotherapy, we follow patients and help them deal with side effects of treatment, and do patient education, teaching them about their treatment, how to deal with side effects, that type of thing.
And that's a big deal with chemotherapy, isn't it? The side effects?
Absolutely, absolutely. Managing side effects is a big part of what we do. And we've done a lot better. We've got a lot better anti-nausea medicines, and we have done a lot to help mitigate the side effects of chemotherapy and make treatment much easier to tolerate.
Now, one of the side effects that I've personally noticed is that my hands and feet feel like ham hocks. Does that eventually go away?
Usually the neuropathy, the peripheral neuropathy that you can get does fade, but sometimes it can take months for that to go away. But yeah, certain drugs can certainly cause those neuropathy symptoms, and it's very annoying.
Do you have any advice for families that are going through this now as to how they should act or treat their family members who are undergoing chemotherapy?
I think treat them with the love and respect that they always would, and just be supportive. I think sometimes families want patients to do what they want them to do. They want them to eat a big meal, and maybe they don't feel like doing that. You need to support them on what they feel like doing. And encourage them, but remember that how the patient feels and what they're up to.
Yeah. And what's your name, ma'am?
Katie Adcock. I'm the practice manager at Springfield Hematology Oncology.
So you're doing the same sort of angelic exercise as
Well,
her?
no, not anything that great.
What do you
no
do?
No way. I just manage the practice, oversee all the financial, the billing, the staff, whatever the doctors need.
Well, then you should be wearing that tag, Pester Supervisor.
Yeah, they probably feel like
Hey,
Pester.
can you get a close-up of her thing?
No,
I think that's wonderful. No, it's Pester.
It's Peester
I
with
know
a long
English,
E.
man. Oh, okay, all right. She says it's Peester. I say.